I know what I want to do with the rest of my life. I said, I want to be a portrait photographer. I want to change people's lives with my camera. I said, I need a studio, Dad. He said, look, Tom, he said, it's only you and I living here at the house. He said, why don't you take the 2 bedrooms down the hall? One will be your shoot room. The other will be your studio and your office. And our home telephone number, that's going to be your business number. I was 19 years old. I'm photographing one of my first weddings. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the event, the reception, this gentleman comes up to me and taps me on the shoulder. And he says, young man, he said, is this your business? And I said, yeah, I started this not too long ago. He goes, you love what you do, don't you? He said, I see something in you that I don't normally see. He said, I want to invest in you. Come Monday, I'm at my desk at my studio, and the phone rings, and it's this gentleman, Lee. And he said, do you remember me from the wedding? I said, well, what is it that you want? He said, I want to own a piece of your passion. He said, I see that passion, and I don't normally see that. So I got off the phone with him, raced to my father's house. I said, I met this guy at a wedding, Dad. You're never going to believe this. This was Saturday night. I met this guy, and he said he wanted to invest in me. And I don't know what to do. You know, he wants me to go down to New York City, and I don't know what to do. My dad screams at me. And he says, go see the guy. He screams, you know. We take a cab right into Midtown, 605 3rd Avenue. And we get out. And there's the building. We get up to the, you know, take the elevator, get up to the 40th floor. Doors open, and there's Lee standing there. So we sit down at his desk. He leans over the desk and points at me and says, Tom, tell me about your life. I want to know all about your wife. I want to know about your business. I want to know about your bills. Then he opens up his desk drawer, takes out his checkbook, and starts writing out checks to every one of my debts that day. I said, you know, I don't make this kind of money. He said, this isn't about you paying this back. This is about you doing this for somebody in the future. A couple years down the road, I'm working in my studio, which is now located in the center of my city. And for the first time, I'm seeing people, little kids, playing on the streets all around my studio. I said, come on over here. He comes over. His name is Aaron. He said, we're bored. There's nothing to do. That's why we're out here. I said, Aaron, stay right there. I went into my studio down in the basement, and I grabbed a rake, and I handed it to him. I said, Aaron, see all these leaves around the studio? Rake up all these leaves. I'll give you some money. His eyes got this big. So then the next day, there's a knock on my door. I open the door, it's Aaron. Mr. Varano, is there anything else I could do around the studio? I said, absolutely, Aaron. Well, this went on for some time, and then I lost track of him, and my oldest daughter gets in a car accident. She calls my wife and I. It's the worst call I ever got. We race to the scene. There's paramedics, there's fire trucks, all this stuff. I push everybody out of the way, and there's my daughter's car. And I'm face to face with my daughter. And there was hands stabilizing her neck from the back seat. And a face pierces around and says, Mr. Varano, she's going to be okay. It's Aaron. I'm an EMT. And he was the first one on the scene. And I had realized at that moment, Barb, what Lee was talking about. Just being good to people, because you never know when it's going to come full circle.